What's up, gentlemen? Welcome back to the one and only, the Fragrance Fraternity, the two F's. You know what it is. Today, I was tagged by the one and only Dedrick Hicks Jr. So, Dedrick, thanks, man, for the tag. I appreciate you keeping me in mind. I really appreciate that, man. If you guys don't already, you guys definitely need to be following Dedrick Hicks Jr. He is one of the best content creators in the fragrance space on YouTube. Consistent quality recommendations every day, always giving you guys the goods, no gatekeeping. Just a great person overall as well. We got to be supporting these creators who are good people on and off the camera, and he is definitely that, and a guy I have a ton of respect for. So it is an absolute pleasure to do this tag, and sincerely appreciate him keeping me in mind and wanting to hear my recommendations. So that really means a lot to me. But definitely go check his channel out, guys. I think if you like my channel, you're going to absolutely love his. Fantastic fragrance content over there. All right, anyways, let's get into it. Today, there was a tag about 5 underrated fragrances. So I was trying to think about, what makes a fragrance underrated. So I didn't really go by rating system on various websites. A lot of these are actually very highly rated. I more so went off of, I don't really see a lot of people talking about them. I do consume a decent amount of fragrance content myself. And I think if more people got their nose on this one as far as just other creators, there would be more conversation about them. So that's the angle that I'm approaching this with. A little bit anecdotal, but that's what it is. But some great recommendations here that you guys don't hear mentioned anywhere else. So hopefully you get some value out of it. And of course, you can always ask me any follow-up questions in the comments below. But enough intro. Let's get started here. This one is going to be, the way I did it is going to be from least expensive to the most expensive. That's kind of how I organized it, assuming you're shopping from a discounter. So the first one up we have is Dolce & Gabbana from the One line. This is the One Intense. Now, there's always a lot of love around the EDP. That's one of the best date night fragrances. But this one gets glanced over. I think it had some hype, had some fire around 4 or 5 years ago whenever this released, and people have kind of forgotten about it. You can get it at a great discount now, and I absolutely love the way this one smells. You get a prominent cardamom note. You get a very much something similar to a date night fragrance like a Prada Black or a Le Male Parfum, the most wanted from Azzaro. Fragrances of that style, it doesn't smell necessarily like those, but it will put you in the mindset of those late date night type of evening black, evening out type fragrances, going out to dinner with your lady. Has a really nice sweetness to it, a prominent cashmere note here, working along with that cardamom. Also some nice aromatics in the mid. I believe a clary sage is one thing that really comes to mind. And then also you got some resins working in as well. So decently complex. It does still smell like a designer fragrance, so pretty easy on the nose for the general population. But if you really enjoy powdery fragrances like I do, if you like Prada Black, if you like Le Male Parfum, Armani Code Parfum, no iris here, but it'll put you in that mindset and that same kind of powdery sweetness going on here as well. Really nice average projection. I get about 5-6 hours here with really strong projection in the first 2 hours, but overall performance in the 5 to 6 hour range. One that you guys should check out. You can get it at a great price and really caught me off guard. A lot better than I thought. A little bit more youthful than the EDP, a little bit less focused on the woods, more about citrus, more about spicy cardamom, and more about that cashmere, and all working beautifully together. Really like this one. I think it's pretty slept on these days and worth checking out. This is the One EDP, the Intense version. All right, going on to the next one, also in a black bottle. This is from the house of Montale. Now, they have a lot of oud fragrances, but believe me when I tell you guys, this is one of the best oud fragrances that I've ever smelled from any house. But this is more of an evening time fragrance. So something like an oud wood or a carved wood from Thameen, that could be great during the day. And then you bust this out at night, you have the perfect 1-2 combo for oud. This is Oud Edition from the house of Montale. And if you guys know Montale fragrances, they are never slouches in performance. Absolute beast mode type stuff here. A couple sprays will have you set for 10 to 12 hours off your skin, just pumping, right? So it always puts in work with these Montales and their performance and projection in both categories. You're going to get a bit of a gourmand edge to this one. So it's got a bit of a creaminess, which really makes it interesting and different from other oud fragrances. Yeah, you get that woodiness here, but the blend here is perfect. It's also not too heavy on the rose. I'm not the biggest rose oud guy, but this one really works for me. It's creamy. It's got a really nice kind of heft to it as well. And the oud here is really high quality. It doesn't have any of that barnyard animalic kind of, working out on your cousin's farm type oud smell going on here. Like you stepped in some doggy doo. Now you're not going to get any of that here. Just a westernized oud, but really prominent with the oud. So you can tell they used a good amount of it, combining with some nice gourmand, thick kind of creamy elements underneath. Really stunning, very masculine here too. Don't really find this one to be unisex or something that many ladies could rock unless you're into men's fragrances. But highly, highly slept on. Not overly fruity, kind of vanillic, kind of creamy. Maybe something like an initio narcotic delight mixed with a really prominent oud is what you get here, just to kind of paint a picture for you. Not too sweet, not too fruity. Blended to perfection, really luxurious, opulent, high quality. Just a fantastic oud fragrance that you can get, for $80 or less, and highly slept on. Montale Oud Edition, guys. Look into this one. I think it is way underrated. All right. So next one up we have is going to be from the house of Masque Milano. This house, I think their most popular fragrance is Russian Tea. I want to get my nose on this one. But if you're a fan of amber fragrances at all, this is the best amber fragrance I have ever smelled to date. This is Masque Milano Tango. See if I can get that in the light a little bit better so you guys can see. Tango. Beautiful kind of dark orange juice here, dark brown juice, and that is really representative of the way that this thing smells. Perfumed by Cecile Zarokian, who is just an expert at these late night ambery, spicy fragrances. A lot of different types of spices working in here. It's kind of a dry, ambery smell. Pretty dry and pretty just rich and opulent and luxurious. Some fragrances just put you in the mindset of this smells expensive, this smells rich, this smells elevated, this smells like something that a person with some class and sophistication might wear. Even though I'm not any of those things, at least I can smell like I am from time to time with Masque Milano's Tango. Believe you can get this one in the $70 range for a 35 ml. If you like amber fragrances in the least, please guys, sample this one, experience this one. Let me know what you think. I think it is just absolutely stunning. If you like Stronger With You tobacco and you like the amber presence in that, not quite the same, but the same ballpark, I would say, as far as the spiciness and the presence of that amber in the forefront. So it does put me in the mindset of something like that. A lot of cinnamon here, I believe, working together. So Masque Milano Tango, just a fantastic fragrance if you want to, smell rich, for better or for worse. That's pretty much what the mindset it puts me in. All right, guys, let's keep going here with Xerjoff's Golden Dallah. So when you think about the house of Xerjoff, maybe Neo, Naxo, Torino 21, maybe 40 knots. There's a lot of fragrances and there's a lot of popular fragrances. This one gets slept on all the time and it is fantastic. This is going to be something for more of a fragrance enthusiast. If you're just getting into this, or if you're only really into, the very kind of mass appealing, office safe fragrances, this may not be for you. This is going to be a little bit more divisive, but I absolutely love this the very first time I smelled it. Very spicy. I think the top note is even called exotic spices. Hazelnut working in here. A little bit of rose underneath. It is not too prominent in the rose. I'm very picky with rose fragrances. And the way that the rose works here is just blended underneath. It doesn't stick out or poke out. The blend is so smooth on this thing. Hazelnut, a little bit of coffee underneath too. But doesn't have a prominent coffee smell like an Acro Awake or something like that. The coffee's not in the forefront. Again, working underneath. Really, the spices are the star of the show. And it has something of a kind of Eastern vibe to it, like an Oriental vibe to it. Maybe something reminiscent of an amouage, the way that the smoke and the incense and the spices come across in amouage fragrances. Maybe something of that, part of the world, more Arabic type of fragrance here. Not something that really smells super Western or just super clean. Really interesting here with the hazelnut and the spices and the coffee working together. Really, those are the prominent things I get. This is more on the unisex side. Again, not going to be for everybody, but for more fragrance enthusiasts, if you want something a little bit unique, something that will really put you in the mindset of standing out and making a statement, this is going to do it for you. At least it does for me. This is a tester. It does have some notes on the back here. Let's see if I missed anything. top notes, exotic spices, heart of coffee, absolute incense, Cambodian oud. And don't worry, I know Cambodian oud can sometimes be that, you know, barnyard animalic oud. This is not barnyard or animalic at all. So it's really just underneath it, working and blended beautifully, and a base of cacao and tonka bean. But anyway, golden Dallah. Love the bottle, love the fragrance. It is pretty full. Don't worry about the dent because I had a 15 ml that I've already went through. So I just kind of started getting into this 50. So let me go ahead and explain the lack of dent for anybody who was wondering about that. All right, guys. I know the tag was only for 5 fragrances, but I'm going to do 6 because I just have 6 that I need to tell you about, really. All right. The next one is going to be from Xerjoff's sister house. This is Sospiro. And, you know, there's some popular ones from Sospiro. Vibrato comes to mind. Basso, maybe. Dolce Melodia has seen some love for absolutely great reason. But this one does not get mentioned pretty much at all, and I think it needs to. This is Prima Donna. Now, I think the name may throw some gentlemen off of this because maybe not every guy wants to own a fragrance that says, you know, Prima Donna. If someone asks you, I'm wearing Prima Donna, maybe you're not comfortable with that. But all names aside, this is a beautiful leather fragrance. Leather and cherry are the main things you're going to get here. Fruits, a little bit floral too. The blend is immaculate. If you are a fan of black saffron from Byredo, if you like Tuscan leather, but you want a more cherry kind of fruity version, if you like Bacio Immortel from Argos, I believe this to be better than all of them. Yes, including even Bacio Immortel. The way the cherry and the fruits and the florals work together here are just immaculate. Immaculate. Leather is prominent, but really there's a lot going on here. There's some milky lactonic white tones in here as well, and there are some chocolatey tones going on here. So imagine all of that cherry, leather, chocolate, like milky creaminess, just all blending perfectly together. And if you guys know Sospiro, the way that their florals and musks come across are just some of the best in the game, really. An incredible fragrance, very unisex, a little bit maybe on the masculine side just because it is leathery, but the fruitiness and the cherries do lend a little bit to feminine as well. So unisex down the middle. Absolutely love this one. This is my favorite leather fragrance right now. It is just a banger, guys. Prima Donna, please get your nose on it if you like Sospiro fragrances at all. If you like leather at all, if you like Tuscan leather, if you like cherry leather type fragrances, this is just a freaking stunner, guys. All right, last one up. Yeah, I'm going to do a 6th, even though it's for 5. I just want to talk about this one, I guess. So if you're looking for a fragrance and you just want to blow the competition away this spring, you want to smell better than anybody around you rocking a spring fragrance, you're going to go with this one. This is Mind Games Vieri. A lot of popular fragrances from the House of Mind Games. This one is so underrated and slept on, and I get it. The price tag is high. This is not the most complex fragrance ever, but when you start looking at the prices from discounters, and this one you can get pretty much cheaper than all the other fragrances because it is a little bit more basic. It is a little bit, you know, not as complex. It's really just a citron masterpiece, a citrus and musk with a prominent citron note masterpiece. If you love citrus fragrances and you want just an ultimate high quality citrus fragrance, this is the way to go. It's got this dryer sheet freshness too, just a perfect spring fragrance. I'm a sucker for citrus. If you give me a really great citrus fragrance, it'll blow me away. And if you just want to uplift yourself, you know, be in a good mood, positive, kind of happy, airy type of mood, citrus is usually the way to go about that. And Vieri will have you covered. This is one of the best citrus fragrances I've ever tried. I got this bottle for $209. If you are on Olfactory Factory, you can usually get a pretty good deal on these Mind Games. That's where I got this bottle. I definitely recommend you sample for everyone. Not everyone out there is going to think that it's worth that money, you know, and I understand that argument. For me, I fell in love with this one. This is one that I get a lot of use out of. It's very casual. It fits my lifestyle, and it brings me a lot of enjoyment. So it was worth that money to me. May not be for you, but get your nose on it. Check out a sample. If you like citrus fragrances, there really isn't a better citrus fragrance than this. I mean, this is great. You know, if you like Terre d'Hermes Ogivray and you like the way the citron comes across there, check this one out. Not quite the same. This one's a little bit more green, a little bit got this like dryer sheet freshness too. But this is absolutely fantastic with the musk working in underneath as well. Beautiful blend here. Stunning bottle too from the House of Mind Games. Love it. Great performance here. Great quality. Everything that you'd expect for that high price tag from Mind Games. All right, guys. So those were 6 fragrances, and I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know if you want to know about any of these in the comments, and I'll get back to you. But I do have some people here I want to tag myself. So Vincent's, my main moderator, Vincent's, going to tag you, my guy. Mr. Kix Griffey, I don't know if you guys know, he's kind of just getting his YouTube channel going. He's been on Instagram for a while. He's just getting YouTube going. A great guy, also another LA native. I met up with him, and we've talked a lot of fragrance, and he's a good dude. And I really want to support good people in this space. So Kix Griffey, and then TZ Trevor. He's been a big supporter of the channel. He has great energy. He's very knowledgeable about fragrances. You're going to hear about stuff that you don't hear about anywhere else. This guy is like the king of hidden gems and quality fragrances that someone deep in the game would know. So just an excellent, reliable source of information. All these guys, I think, have been in this for as long or longer than I have. So got to give respect to the OGs. Austin Aromas, I'd like to tag you. I appreciate you always coming into the live streams and participating. So if you guys don't know, on Wednesdays we do live streams during the day, usually in the afternoon here, Pacific time. So if you're free, hop in. We love to have you. We just talk about fragrances, and the conversation usually is pretty smooth. We just kind of go where it may with a conversation about fragrances. And then the last channel would be Stone Cologne 316. I think kind of a newer channel, but he's been pumping out consistent content, and he's got the passion for fragrances, and it's very apparent. And also, from what I've seen, is a good dude. We'd like to get to know him better, so hopefully we can connect over this tag. So those are the tags. Thank you again to Dedrick. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be coming out with more content soon. Let me know if there's anything specific that you'd like to see me do. And if I think it's a good idea, I'll work it into the schedule. I'm always happy to give you guys what you're looking for. All right. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time. Keep smelling great out there. Got to thank God for another day to smell good at the Fragrance Fraternity. Like and subscribe. You know the deal, guys. All right. See you on the next one. Peace.